Oh, what's happening, guys? What about some thrashy death metal, man? Playing in the background. Don't do a whole lot of standalone reviews, but this is the exception. Soak that in. Check it out. Check out that art. Garger Designs. This is Effigy out of Canton, Michigan. Absolutely killer. Absolutely killer. 2025 release on Chaotic Carnage Records. Again, this is Effigy. It's available on their Bandcamp. Tortured Souls, Resurrected. The reason why it's Resurrected, this was actually recorded on a demo back in '93, but this is totally redone from the ground up, re-recorded. Everything is new and improved. Even has a bonus track on it. 5 original tracks redone, about 27 minutes of music, and then you get the bonus track. 2-piece. Jay Clifton does guitars, bass, and drum programming. Ron Holt. This is Ron here. Goes by War Grinder on here. He does all the vocals. Killer stuff, man. Killer stuff. I got a hold of Jay, man, and ordered me one. And I was familiar with Jay from his other projects, and I did a trade with him for some tapes and CDs or something a while back. But I wanted to get me one, man, and really dive into this thing. I've been listening to it. I had it about a week and a half. I've been listening to it quite a bit. Killer stuff. I sent him an email with some questions, man. I really wanted to go over this stuff for you. As for their releases, if you go on Metal Archives, you'll find this Tortured Souls demo was released in '93. Then they had a split in '94. A full length in '95, Hail to Thy Dark Lord, and then in 2015 they had Of God's Disgrace, and then of course this 2025 release. Killer stuff. Let me show you some of his other Jay's other projects before we go into the questions that I asked him. You've seen these on here before. This is Humanity's End. Killer stuff, man. This is the one I did a trade for. I've actually got some cassette versions of this, and sent some cassettes out to some friends, but didn't dig the cassette out. This is the CD. This is on Chaotic Carnage too. Chaotic Carnage is actually the band's label. And then he's also in Graverape. Horrors of the Life Eternal. Killer stuff. What that dog's into. Yeah, man, I'm just kind of letting y'all soak this in. Don't get in a hurry. Check this out, man. Get on Bandcamp and grab you one. If you live overseas, man, I don't know what the shipping would be like. Maybe there's enough of a demand for them. Maybe somebody over there would pick up some and distribute them out. Whatever you got to do to get the stuff out, man. You know what I'm saying? So I sent Jay some questions, man, because I was really interested in this, and I want to share some of these answers with you. I asked him the question that it seems to be the question that's always on everybody's mind, especially when they're my age. What got you into music, man? Not necessarily extreme music, but what got you into music to start with? Especially what piqued your interest in the guitar? And he told me that when he was in grade school back in the 70s. Man, I know the feeling, brother. Me too. I'm 57. He said he had a friend that always carried around one of these boom boxes, man, and he'd reach in his jacket pocket and pull out a Journey tape and put that thing in, man, and he heard Neil Sean play guitar, and he was sold. Later, he said he got into some, Kiss, as many of us did, Def Leppard, stuff like Motley Crue in their golden age, stuff like that really put him on the guitar. And I asked him about just specifically, that's what got him into music, but what was his specific guitar influences? And man, he named some of the greats like Angus Young, Jakey Lee. Man, I love Jakey Lee. I think he's one of the best guitarists that ever played with Ozzy. Randy, we just said Randy. I know he's talking about Randy Rhoads. Brad Gillis, Carlos Cavazo. If y'all don't know Carlos, he played with Quiet Riot and some other bands. George Lynch, of course, of Dokken fame and the Lynch Mob. All those guys. And as far as bands, 100% Slayer fan and Sacrifice. He also loves Monroy from Skeletal Remains for a more current band. So killer stuff, well-rounded. This bonus track, I asked him about this bonus track on the CD. The name of it is Storm of Evil. I don't know if y'all can see the track listing. It was actually on Of God's Disgrace, but he wasn't happy with the way it came out, so they redid it to all re-record everything. It's a little bit slower than the rest of these, but absolutely killer stuff. I asked him, would we see anything new from Effigy in the future? He said he hoped to, in some point, maybe do a comeback album, but it's been 25 years since they wrote anything with that. So what about the other bands? What about Graverape? What about Humaitys End? Hadn't done any work on any new Humaitys End material of late, but he says there's going to be some new Graverape stuff come out, but he didn't say when. If you look on Bandcamp, or not Bandcamp, if you look on, if you look on YouTube and you pull up Tortured Souls, you'll find an old cassette on there, and it was out on Rotting Pus Records, and there was a few of them floating around there. I've got it on my Discogs wish list, but the chance of one popping up is very rare. And I asked him about that, and that was actually Ron's label. Ron's in a handful of bands. If you go on Metal Archives and on the Effigy site, and you click under members, and you'll see Ron's name there, and man, there's just probably 15 bands. The current ones are Mortal Disguise, Putrid Resurrection, but he's been in a bunch of bands himself. What else did we ask him? For you folks that like to talk about guitar tone and guitar rigs and all, I asked him about how he got the tone that you're hearing in the background. He said he played this through a Eddie Van Halen 5153 head, 50-watt head, two 12s in the cab, and then he had one single SM57 Shure microphone, and he ran it, he profiled it as a full rig with a neural amp modulator, a modeler. He said a modeler, so I'm saying modulator. I think Gary Holt uses a modulator or a emulator, I think. I can't remember the name. That was on the tip of my head because Cody's going to see Gary tomorrow night in Asheville. Cody's still up in Asheville, North Carolina. So about Ron Holt, his vocals on here, you'll hear it. Just killer vocals. Ron's an old thrasher from way back. He's been doing it for a long time. He said he was dormant for about 15 years or so, but he's back on. Sounds as good as he's ever sound. And man, I'm excited to see what else he's going to do. I asked him did he had anything else he wanted to share, and he's always full of enthusiasm. Was thanking me for doing the trade with him and all that good stuff. But Effigy, man, check him out. Get on Bandcamp, get you a copy. He's active on Instagram. Let me see what his Instagram handle is. I can't remember. HM2 Filth and Disgust. HM2 Filth and Disgust. I already remember that one. HM2 Powell, a good friend of mine. But HM2 Filth and Disgust. Get on there, go on Bandcamp at the Effigy site, grab you a copy. He'll ship them right out, throw you in a sticker. If you ask him nicely, I'm sure he'll sign it for you. Probably gonna get me another copy, get me a signed copy from the guys. But killer stuff. Two-piece Jay Clifton, Ron Holt. Outstanding stuff. I'm gonna leave y'all to listen to a little bit of it. Well recorded too, man. Just outstanding. The solos on here are fabulous. Ron's vocals are consistent throughout the whole thing. I don't see how he sustains that voice the way he does through this. The art is outstanding. I think this art is the same guy that done the he done another release for him. I think it's this. This looks awful familiar, but I think it's similar to Graverape. Programmed drums, but you couldn't tell it, man. The bass on here is out in the mix, real springy, sounds good. I hate it when they cover up the bass, man. I love to hear it. Get you a copy, man. If you're a thrash fan, if you're a death metal fan, this is right in the middle.